Hey, what's up everybody? So today I have a pretty special video for you. I have a comparison of two knives which I think are both remarkably similar in a couple different ways. They're also quite different in a few different ways. So of course we have the classic, the king of durable knives, the Strider SMF, and we have somewhat the new up-and-comer, but also getting a great name for themselves, Medford Praetorian G. So if you're looking side to side, these are both two big ass knives. Not too big to where you wouldn't want to put them in your pocket, but these are both very big folders. And they're both also very durable folders. So, as you can tell here on the left, we have a Strider SMF. This one is in S35 VN, drop point, or spear point blade, excuse me. Titanium and G10, this is the Lego edition. It's got a green G10 scale on this side and a bronze titanium finish on this side. And this one actually has some Strider logos emblazed on it and a Punisher logo. And then of course we have Medford Praetorian D2 blade. And this is the G10 version, so this side is G10 scale and titanium lock side. So, I wanted to compare these two knives today because I think that they both have a lot of similar aspects to them. They're both hard use, labeled as hard use knives, and they're both large folders. They're both titanium lock bars. They're both thick ass blade stocks. So they cross a lot of boxes for a lot of people, and I think that now that Medford's getting a really big name out there and he has a lot of great knives, I think they're going to be a little bit more compare and contrast between these two. And maybe not these two, but maybe something else like his Artica or something else like that. But today is just going to be based off of these two knives specifically. It's not going to be a manufacturer head-to-head. It's just going to be the SMF versus the Praetorian. So let's go ahead and start off. So I have a list of things that I think are really important when you're looking at a knife. So you start off with ergonomics, materials, fit and finish, overall feel of quality, value for money, durability, edge retention, versatility, usability. Going through that list, you should be able to pick a winner for yourself. So this list is going to be biased, of course. It's going to be towards what my needs are and what my feel is. So take that with a grain of salt, but let's get going. So start off with ergonomics. So ergonomics to me is how this blade feels in the hand. Not necessarily quality, because we'll get to that later, but just the feel and how it actually is usable and the design and the shapes and the way everything comes together. So straight off the bat, we'll start off with the SMF. And it is very, very ergonomic, surprisingly enough. So this is my first Strider. And I'm really surprised at how ergonomic it is, whether you're holding it all in the G10 like so, or if you're choking up into that nice choil, which is really fantastic. It's very ergonomic. It feels really nice in the hand. It's just, you pick it up and you know how to use it automatically. There's no guesswork. And you can also reverse grip, use the choil reverse grip. There's jimping on the back of the knife, jimping on top. It's not very sharp, does the job good. It's enough to get in there and get a nice purchase on it. It's nice. So now let's hop into the Medford. So the Medford it's similar, but it's also a lot different. The jimping is much more aggressive on the Medford. I think this is more of a knife to be used for maybe wearing gloves. Because if you're putting your thumb on that, it's pretty sharp. So the rest of the ergonomics, something I didn't talk about before, is blade deployment. The Strider is really simple to one-hand deploy, whether if you like the finger flick or you like thumb opening. Either way, this pivot on this one's a little bit loose, so it's a little bit easier than your Strider might be right now. I'm actually looking at sending it in and getting it tightened. There's a little bit of side-to-side play as a result of that, but for daily tasks, still tight enough. So back to the Medford. There is a little bit of difficulty deploying this blade one-handed. And I don't think that was really a design aspect. I think it just kind of happened. To get this thing open one-handed, it's really kind of difficult to do slowly. If you want to do it fast, you can, do it with a little flick. So another part of the ergonomics is this G10, the G10 scale. I prefer the G10 scale on the Medford. It's a little bit more aggressive. This peel ply, as they call it. So I give an edge to the G10 on the Praetorian. I wish they had the same finish on the Strider. This is a little bit better, I think, on your pocket, but for pure grip, I think Medford has the right aspect. So it's kind of tough, but ergonomically, I think that the way that you hold this Medford, and I think the opening is what kills it for me. The opening is a little bit difficult, and it's continuing to get better as it wears in. But I'm going to go ahead and give ergonomics to the Strider. So materials. G10, titanium. It's pretty much a push. So since you can get different blade finishes in the Striders, this one's S35VN, which I happen to like. I'm not going to give this one an edge just because of the blade finish. We'll get to that later. So I'm going to give, in terms of pure materials, they're both phosphor washer, bearings, what else? Titanium, stainless steel. It's a push, as far as I can tell. Tie. Fit and finish. So once again, judging from my SMF that I have in my hands, there's a couple things on here that are a little loose. You look at the machine work on some of the hardware. I kind of wonder why some of these weren't all the way flush. Whether that's, a design flaw or just the way they did it. And also these screws are exposed. It'd be better for me if these were all the way flush, countersunk and flush, much like how they are in the Praetorian. So on the Medford, they thread into the titanium side and are countersunk and flat-headed on this side. That's kind of just a nice way to do it. So also the fitment, the lockup on this knife is the same no matter how you open it. Whether you barely creep it open or you smash it open like that, the lockup is the same. And look at how early that lockup is. It's crazy. Crazy early. I've showed you in the other video, but it's just insane. And it is solid. Here we can put it on a book. Whatever. This thing is solid. No side-to-side play. No vertical play. And look at these. Look at how small this machine work is right here. Look at how tight that is. So as far as fit and finish, I have to give it to the Medford. Like I said, this pivot is a little bit loose. I'm hoping it goes away. I'm also hoping it centers up the blade a little bit. That's a little bit off. I'm pretty picky. But I have to give fit and finish, without a doubt, to the Medford. Overall feel of quality. I was kind of getting into that with fit and finish a little bit. But it's tough. You can feel quality on both of these knives. But I think in terms of actual quality, you look at some of the really small details. You look at this clip and the machine work on the clip. You look at stuff that you don't really see necessarily. Like the inside of this, these little screws in here, how they have a nice bevel on the middle. Just the way everything comes together. And there's some nice work on this as well, overall feel of quality wise. It's kind of tough, but I'm going to go ahead and give the edge as well to the Medford. Value for money, I'm going to come back to that. Durability. So here's one of the probably hottest debated parts of this, and I'm just going to leave these out while I sit here and chit chat. Durability is kind of a broad spectrum. and I think it has to do a lot of what the usage of your knife is going to be. So if this is going to be used as a pry bar, hammer, screwdriver, door breacher, you know, stuff that's hard use, durability is definitely important. So these knives, if you're looking at these knives, you obviously want something that's durable. If you wanted something that's going to be a good slicer and a nice knife to carry, you're probably going to look more along the lines of a Sabenza or something else like that. So both of these knives are built like tanks. I've personally used both of these to help split wood up. Not necessarily tasks I've used, you know, an axe for, but chopping off small parts of limbs. These are both really good knives for both of that. It's hard to say which one's more durable. And as far as durability goes concerned on the whole knife, I think it has a lot to do with how the back is constructed, how the handles come together. So the Strider is one piece of really thick G10. The Medford's a little bit thinner, and it also is open on the back. There's a back spacer instead of this being integrated. And the titanium is a little bit thinner. The blades are the same thickness, you know, as far as the eye can tell. And to tell you the honest to God truth, I couldn't tell you which one of these knives is going to be more durable. I'm not willing to put both of these to the test that hard. These are, you know, two of the more expensive knives in my collection, and I don't want to sit here and destroy them because I don't think that's what they're meant for. If I need to do something in the field and I have that experience where I have, you know, my Strider on me and I don't have a, say I don't have my axe with me and I need to build a fire, I'm confident that I could do that with this. I'm confident I could do it with the Medford as well. So as far as durability goes, I'm also going to give that a tie. Edge retention. There's another highly debated one. So here on the Strider, we have S35VN. And of course, on the Medford, we have D2, which I know a lot of you guys out there are probably thinking, D2, wah wah, why D2? So, I haven't had an issue with either of these edges losing any sharpness. But I know deep down, if I get down to some really, really hard use, even though I know for a fact that Medford uses some of the best heat treating, Strider probably uses better heat treating. And it's on S35VN, which is just it's just better steel. You know, there's no way around it. So edge retention, it's going to go to the Strider. And if I have something pop up to where this changes my mind, you know, I'll have to change that. So the next one's versatility. So here we have a really, really big Tanto kind of monster. Over here we have a spear point blade. There's nothing really I can do here for fans of this blade. I love this blade, but it is also, it's a beast. It is a thick, heavy, monstrous thing. If you look at just the grinds on where this goes, so this has a nice hollow grind on here, hollow and flat. And this is a flat grind, full flat grind knife, not a 3/4. You can tell that this actually gets down a lot thinner down at the bottom. Duh. To make the knife point. It's still very thick, but this, the increase in thickness is very, very fast. So, while they say Striders don't make good slicers, the Medford is definitely not anywhere near the realm of slicing. So as far as versatility goes, I have to give it to the Strider. Usability. So I don't know if this is a very good category to have as far as it's, you know, it's really kind of, I don't know, it's kind of silly. So when I think of usability, I think of how this knife could be used. It's kind of similar to versatility, but I think more along the lines of features would be also a good usability definition. So that makes me, what I'm trying to get at here is the glass breaker on here. Hardened D2 glass breaker. It's pretty cool. It's somewhat useful. I mean, I hope to never have to use it in reality, but it's there. don't know. I think it's mainly there as a balancing tool to balance this giant blade. As for, you know, the Strider, it's pretty well balanced as it is. It doesn't need that. Oh, I haven't really tried to balance it, I guess. Let's see where the balance point is. That's actually pretty far back. Right about where your finger is, I guess. Anyways, usability. I think versatility is kind of the word for it. So I'm just gonna give it a draw because I think these knives are both very useful. I think the Strider is more daily usable than the Medford, but the Medford has the glass breaker. It kind of edges itself out a little bit with its blade. So I'm gonna say tie. So let's see here. What do we got so far? We have 1 for the Strider, 2 for the Strider, 1 for the Medford, 1 for the Medford, and 1 for the Strider. So right now we have 3 things going for the Strider and 2 things going for the Medford. We have the ergonomics. The Strider is better ergonomically. Edge retention is better because of the steel they use. And the versatility is better because of the blade design. So all those things can be changed. Really, you know, you could have a different steel. You could have this in 3V. You could have it in a drop point. So the next one I want to get to is value for money. So this one's tough. This is it's another personal thing. So if you're looking to buy a Strider, brand new, an SMF, you know, straight from the factory or, you know, at a shop or something like that, it's going to be right around $500. Medford is going to be right around $600. So what does the extra $100 get you? We'll just throw the Strider away for a second. What does the extra $100 get you? So obviously we have fit and finish, overall feel of quality. To me, those are really, really important things. You know, you're looking at a knife that's above $100, hell, even above $50. You want to have a feel that that money goes towards something. You know, that money goes for machine work, like this big groove for your thumb, the pivots, the large pivots, you know, the hardware. That money is being spent bettering this knife, I feel like. As to the Strider, I'm kind of missing it. I'm kind of missing where the extra money goes. I'm looking at it, and it's a really, really good military style blade. Obviously, it's tactical. It's all, you know, whatever. But I'm missing where the extra money is. You know, I don't see the extra time spent in countersunk hardware or, you know, flushing everything up. I just don't see it. I don't see the extra. I think the Strider price point should be more along the lines of $400 for an SMF. I don't want to say that because I think both these knives are worth the money. They're both worth it because of what you receive. You know, when you get a Strider knife, you get something that is damn near indestructible with a good warranty. Medford, you get the same. But you also get, for the extra $100, a better put together knife. Especially in the example I got, this thing is tits. This thing is damn near perfect. I would consider this Medford to be a semi-custom, when I can definitely tell you that I consider the Strider a production knife. Is $100 worth it to you to be above the grade of a Strider? I think so. I think the Medford, for the money, it is expensive, yes, but I think in value, the Medford takes it. So now, with that said, we have a old-fashioned tie. So the tiebreaker for these two is going to be your use. If you want a knife that is going to be usable and decent to carry in your pocket and has everything you need in terms of a durable knife without any of the fun stuff that makes the Medford really cool, I'd say go for the Strider. The Medford, on the other hand, is fucking cool. This is a cool ass knife. I went shooting the other day, and if I would have carried the Strider, you know, granted, it's a great knife. People that know knives know Strider. If I would have popped this out of my pocket to cut into something, I can't remember what I was doing, nobody would have probably said anything. But as soon as I popped this out of my pocket and used it, people were like, damn, can I see that knife? That is a sweet knife. I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, who's it made by? Oh, it's made by Medford Knife and Tool. Oh, they're out of Arizona. Oh, is it a custom knife? Well, not really, no. Well, how many of these are there? I'm like, oh, there's a lot. They're like, wow, I've never seen a knife like that. There's something about having a knife that is just cool. Yeah, the Strider is a fucking cool knife, in my opinion. If I saw somebody else pull up out a Strider, I would probably go Google and say, hey, that's a nice Strider, can I see it? I damn sure do the same thing if I saw another Medford. So, let me know what you guys think. It's a tough comparison, and I'm going to have a separate video to go with this to kind of go over some of the specifics as far as the length and the blade design and other things like that. That actually sits on the blade. That's kind of funny. Well, this doesn't. But as you can see in this video, they're pretty close. They're very, very similar knives, besides the giant blade on the Medford. But look at that. Pretty damn similar size and thickness. I hope you like this video. Let me know what knife is going to be in your pocket. Let me know if the Medford just does it for you because it's a fucking beast and looks awesome. Or let me know if the Strider is the one you want because it's the tried and true kind of king of durable knives. So I hope this video wasn't too long, and I hope you're not pissed at me because I didn't find a winner, you know, but it's really tough when it's a personal preference. And with these two knives being as different as they are, I think it also makes that a little bit harder to do. So, without further ado, let me know what you think. Hope you guys like this video. I'm hoping to do more of these comparison videos because I think they're really fun to do. So, take it easy, guys. Later.